the truth no one wants to hear. Some men walk through life like wanderers lost in the desert. In front of them, they see shimmering oases with trees, lakes, and the sound of running water. They run toward it with all their hope and thirst, only to realize that when they reach out, it was nothing but an illusion of hot sand and dry wind. Unrequited love is exactly like that. You think she will come closer. You imagine the intimate moments. You hold on to hope the way a thirsty man clings to the mirage of water in the desert. But the closer you get, the clearer it becomes that it was never real. Women are not that hard to understand. When they like you, you will know. When they don't, you will know as well. The problem is that men often refuse to look directly at it. You comfort yourself, telling yourself that maybe she's busy, maybe she hasn't seen the real you yet, maybe with more time things will change. But the truth is, from the very beginning, in her eyes, you were never a choice. It sounds harsh, but it is the truth you need to face. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you need to become some perfect version of yourself. It's simply that she has never looked at you with the eyes of desire. And the more you try to prove your worth, the deeper you dig the gap between you. Many men would rather believe in the illusion than accept the truth. They would rather hold on to false hope and suffer slowly than face the pain quickly and move on. But ask yourself honestly, are you really chasing a woman? Or are you just running away from your fear of being alone? Do you truly love her? Or are you just terrified of the emptiness that comes when there's no one to cling to? If you are brave enough to look closely, you'll realize women rarely hide their disinterest. They don't need to say it out loud. They show it in their actions. You can see it in how they spend or waste time with you, in their eyes, in their priorities. The truth is always there, it's just that you don't want to believe it. The saddest part is not that she doesn't care about you. The saddest part is that you keep locking yourself inside an illusion just to avoid the truth. You tell yourself to try harder, wait longer, endure more. But in reality, all you are proving is that you fear emptiness more than rejection. At some point, you have to stop. And that moment is not about blaming her, it's about freeing yourself. Because you deserve a love where you don't have to beg for scraps of attention. So how do you recognize it? The first sign is the one most men ignore. Time. Sign 1, she doesn't respect your time. Imagine holding a shining bar of gold in your hands, a symbol of the value and rarity of your time. Instead of being cherished, she takes it and throws it straight into the dust. No hesitation, no second thought. That is exactly what happens when you give your time to a woman who doesn't truly care about you. A woman who is genuinely interested will treasure every moment she gets with you. She will show up on time, respond quickly, and carve out space in her schedule no matter how busy she is. Because to her, your presence matters. On the other hand, if you are constantly being canceled on at the last minute, if your messages go unanswered for hours, if you wait endlessly only to receive a half-hearted reply, then open your eyes. You are not a priority. You are not her choice. In her eyes, the time you offer is no more meaningful than dust. Too many men confuse patience with strength. They think that if they endure long enough, if they keep waiting, eventually she will see their value. But the truth is, the more you wait, the less she respects you. You are not becoming more valuable, you are becoming cheaper. You are teaching her that you will always wait, that you will always be available, that you will accept being disregarded without protest. And once that pattern is established, She has no reason to ever change how she treats you. Ask yourself honestly, are you really waiting for her? Or are you teaching her that your time means nothing every time you tolerate lateness? Every time you excuse a canceled plan, you are reinforcing that message. And slowly, you turn yourself into someone standing on the sidelines, hoping for something that will never come. Here is the painful truth you need to embrace. People always make time for what and who they truly want. A woman can be busy, but if you are what she looks forward to, she will find a way to make it happen. If she never does, it means that in her list of priorities you don't even make the cut. And if your time means nothing to her, just watch her eyes during a date. You will see that something else is far more important to her than you. Sign 2. When her phone matters more than you. You are a living, breathing human being sitting right in front of her. You are speaking, sharing, trying to connect. But her eyes are not on you. They are glued to a glowing device, flashing with messages, photos, and meaningless notifications that somehow outrank you. You sit there thinking you are the center of the date. But in reality, you are only the backdrop to her endless conversations with the world inside her screen. Attention is the true currency of love. It reveals who truly matters. When a woman gives you her full focus, it means you hold a special place in her heart. But if she cannot put her phone down, if every story you tell is interrupted by a buzz or a vibration, that is a clear sign you are being pushed aside. The danger is that many men choose silence. They sit quietly, trying to be patient, hoping she will eventually set the phone down and look at them again. They think their silence makes them calm, mysterious, even attractive. But in reality, that silence does not make you more desirable. It only turns you into background noise. You slowly fade from the picture while her phone becomes the star of the moment. Ask yourself honestly, are you really on a date? Or are you just a shadow sitting next to the screen that makes her laugh? The moment you accept losing to a glowing device is the moment you admit your presence carries no weight. A woman who truly values you will put her phone away, flip it face down, or set it aside. She wants you to feel that you are the only one who matters in that moment. If the opposite happens, if she leaves you sitting there while her fingers keep scrolling, then the truth is already clear. You are not her priority. And when even her eyes are not on you, the excuse she gives will cut even deeper. 2 words. I'm busy. Sign 3. When she's always too busy for you. Picture yourself standing in front of a door. You knock softly, and from inside you hear a voice. Sorry, I'm too busy. But the moment you step back, you notice the lights glowing brightly, the sound of laughter, the music echoing. And in that moment, you realize she isn't busy. She's only busy when it comes to you. In life, no one is ever truly too busy for what they desire. Someone can work all day long and still find a moment to send a short message. Someone can have a packed schedule and still make room to see the person they truly value. Busy is nothing more than a polite mask to cover a harsher truth: you are not on her list of priorities. You might see her spend hours with her friends, constantly updating social media or watching an entire series in one evening. But when it comes to you, every invitation is brushed aside with the same excuse: too busy. She has time for everything except you. That is not an accident. That is the message. That is... What's most painful is not that she is busy, but that you are lying to yourself. You wait. You hope. You believe that if you're patient enough, one day she will finally have time for you. But that miracle will never come, because she never intended to make space for you in her life. And the crueler truth is this: the longer you wait, the more you turn yourself into a shadow fading into the background. Ask yourself honestly, are you waiting for a miracle from someone who never planned to make room for you? Or are you just afraid to face the truth that you were never seen as important? A woman who truly cares will find a way. She won't hide behind excuses. She will send a short message. She will set a date ahead of time. She will squeeze in even the smallest moment. But when busy becomes her repeated answer, it means her heart is not invested in you. And when time itself freezes you out, what happens to your conversations with her? They begin to feel like a silent grave. Sign 4. When conversations are nothing but awkward silence. Imagine sitting in front of a pile of damp wood. You patiently blow on it, add paper, add sparks, hoping the fire will catch. But all you get is a thin stream of smoke, never enough to give warmth. Conversations with a woman who is not interested in you feel exactly the same. You pour all your energy into trying to ignite something, while she responds with coldness, indifference, and leaves your efforts drifting into empty air. A woman who genuinely likes you will have a natural curiosity. She wants to know what you think, what you do, what you enjoy. She will ask questions, laugh sincerely, and share parts of her own life. Conversations like that have a heartbeat, a rhythm, and a sense of life. They feel effortless and alive. But when her heart is not with you, curiosity disappears. Words become forced. Her answers are short. Her smiles feel fake. Everything begins to feel like you are dragging a car that has already run out of gas. The mistake many men make is trying to overcompensate by forcing the atmosphere to be fun. You think that if you are funny enough, interesting enough, or persistent enough, she will suddenly change. But the harsh truth is that you cannot wake a heart that has already gone to sleep. Becoming funnier, smarter, or more creative only exhausts you, while she stays just as detached as before. Pause and ask yourself honestly, are you really having a conversation with her? Or are you simply having a monologue with your own illusion? Are you talking to a person, or are you trying to speak to the hope you created in your mind when you have to strain to come up with every question, every joke, just to keep the interaction alive? That is not connection, it is one-sided effort. A real relationship only exists when both people want to talk, want to share, and want to keep the fire of conversation alive. If you are the only one blowing, the fire will never burn. And the painful truth is that the harder you try, the more you realize the distance between you only grows wider. And if even words fall silent, what do you think will happen when you hope for a private moment alone with her? Sign 5, she avoids being alone with you. Imagine walking up to a door. You want to knock and step inside, but there is always someone standing in the doorway, blocking you from entering any further. That is exactly what it feels like when you try to find a private moment with her, but there is always a third or fourth person inserted between the two of you. Intimacy only grows in private space. It's when both people can relax, when the social masks fade, when eyes and words can reach deeper truths. If she wants that, she will look for the chance or even create the chance to be alone with you. But if every meeting turns into a group gathering, if every invitation somehow includes other names, then you need to understand that she has no desire for intimacy with you. Many men comfort themselves with the thought that at least they still get to be near her. They think, as long as I'm around her, I still have a chance. But the truth is the complete opposite. By accepting this arrangement, you are locking yourself into a fixed role, the safe friend. The easy company who doesn't put pressure, who doesn't ask for more, who accepts being part of the crowd without ever demanding a moment alone. And once you are put inside that box, the chance of stepping out is almost zero. Ask yourself honestly, are you really seeking a relationship? Or are you just settling for being a shadow in her crowd? Are you hoping intimacy will magically appear, while she has been carefully building fences to make sure it never does? A woman who is genuinely drawn to you will want to be with you when it's just the two of you. That is when she can give her full attention, and when she wants to receive yours. If she never opens that space, you don't need more proof. And when private space is denied, her body will begin to speak louder than any words. Sign 6, when her body pulls away from you. Sometimes you don't need words, just look at her body and you'll understand. Her body is like a closed door, her arms folded like a locked bolt, her eyes shifting away like curtains pulled shut. It's a silent message, yet one of the loudest. She doesn't want you to come closer. Body language doesn't lie. When a woman is interested, she leans toward you, her eyes search for yours. Her smile comes with open gestures. The distance between you naturally shrinks. But if she keeps leaning back, if she maintains space, if there's always an invisible barrier between you, it's not random. It's the truth written in every gesture. Many men try to reassure themselves, telling themselves she might just be shy. Maybe she just needs more time. But the harsh reality is this. Her body is already shouting one clear message: don't come closer. Every step back, every crossed arm, every avoided glance is her answer. The more you keep moving forward, the more you become the man who refuses to listen to the clearest signals of all. Ask yourself honestly, are you trying to break down a door that is already locked instead of looking for one that is ready to open for you? Are you wasting your energy on a place that has already shut you out? While out there, other spaces are waiting to welcome you with warmth and sincerity. A woman who truly likes you will show it without saying a word. You'll see it in her eyes, in the way she finds excuses to touch you and how her body naturally drifts closer. But when her body builds walls, you don't need to hear another word. The truth is already right in front of you. And if her body has already said no, watch carefully what happens when another man walks in. Sign 7. She comfortably flirts with others right in front of you. Picture yourself standing in a crowded room. You are right there, yet you feel like a faint shadow on the edge. The only light from her doesn't shine toward you, it's directed at another man. Her eyes glow like a torch. Her smile is warm. Her touches are filled with hidden meaning. And all of it happens right in front of you, as if your presence doesn't even exist. This is not a test. This is not a jealousy game to measure your reaction. This is an open rejection. A woman who truly likes you will never comfortably give her attention to another man while you are standing there. If she does, it means in her eyes, you are not the one she has chosen, and she doesn't even care how it makes you feel. The mistake many men make is believing they are in some kind of competition. You convince yourself that if you try harder, if you become more interesting, more successful, then you can score points and win her over. No. But the truth is, you were never invited into this contest. That arena does not have your name on it. And by forcing yourself to compete, you only make yourself look more desperate. Ask yourself seriously, are you willingly standing there watching yourself lose, settling for the role of the shadow on the sidelines? Or do you have the courage to walk away and find the place where you are truly chosen? Because love is never about fighting to prove yourself. Real love is always clear. You don't have to compete to earn it. You simply have to show up and be wanted. If she can openly flirt with someone else right in front of you, then you already have your answer. You don't need to wait for any more signals. All 7 signs are now clear, each piece coming together to form the full picture. And the only question left for you is this: will you keep chasing the illusion, or will you return to yourself? The awakening moment and returning to yourself. There is a truth most men only realize after they've exhausted themselves. The more you try to prove your worth to someone who doesn't care, the more you lose yourself. Every time you bend, every time you chase, every time you force yourself to become good enough in her eyes, you hand over the power to define your value. And the result, you don't just lose her, you lose yourself. You are like a rare book placed on the wrong shelf. You are filled with knowledge, meaning, and the power to change the life of someone who truly needs you. But if you remain where you don't belong, allowing the wrong person to skim a few pages and toss you aside, then the reader who would treasure you will never find you. What you need is not to convince the wrong person of your value, but to leave the wrong shelf so you can stand where you are meant to be. Here lies the twist that wakes so many men up. Real love doesn't make you guess. It doesn't make you beg for scraps of attention, for fleeting glances, for half-hearted replies. Real love is clear. It shows itself in initiative, in the joy of being together, in eyes that light up at the mention of your name. You don't need to compete. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to perform for attention. You simply need to be yourself, and the right person will want to stay. Pause and ask yourself, if you stop chasing today, how much time would you reclaim for yourself? How many years have you wasted on illusions while neglecting the person you should have cared for, nurtured, and loved the most? Can you imagine a life where you no longer beg for attention, but instead become the natural center of someone's world simply because they choose you? The awakening moment comes when you admit not every woman will choose you. But that is not a tragedy. The real tragedy is choosing to remain with someone who never truly saw you. Freeing yourself from that cycle is the beginning of real freedom. You were not born to chase illusions. You were born to be loved by someone who values you. You were born to become the strongest, clearest version of yourself when you stop seeking validation from where it will never be given. You open the door to where real love has been waiting all along. If these truths woke you up, subscribe right now. Because there are even deeper truths. You cannot afford to miss, truths that can change the way you see love and the way you see your entire life.